Good morning, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. Today we're going to do a Divine Feminine reading. I thought I would get us started to not make you guys wait while I shuffle. Okay, feminines, this is a time of perseverance. This is a time where your heart may be exhausted. Maybe you've been going round for round for round and you're wiped out. You are being called to carve out sacred space in your schedule where you can connect with the divine. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think somebody asked Saint Teresa of Avila what is happening or what they do when they pray. And she says, when we pray, it's an opportunity to be loved. When we pray, we allow ourselves to be loved. So there's something here, feminines, around when you are alone with the divine, it's like supercharging your self-esteem. It can be really hard to maintain a certain level of self-esteem on this path, mainly because we're consistently putting ourselves at the edge of transformation. And when you're consistently, diligently showing up and doing the work, it can feel like you've never really fully mastered anything, right? We master a moment and then move on to the next moment, and then we become beginners again. And while that is an absolutely sacred alchemical process, it can definitely wane on the heart. It could definitely, take our focus off of our path. Part of what this sacred time is with the divine is allowing yourself to be healed, allowing yourself to heal these parts of self that have outsourced any sort of core necessity. Maybe you've outsourced love or acceptance. Maybe you've outsourced your physical resources. You're being called, feminines, to a higher level of sovereignty. Where can you take even more accountability for your life, for your path? Are you paying all of your bills? If not, can you call that part of yourself back? Do you outsource safety to your partner? I know some partners that absolutely cannot go to sleep until they know their partner is home for the night. That's it might sound like a beautiful, loving thing that they're worried about their partner, but really what they're doing is they're outsourcing their sense of safety and stability to something external. And so this is a path of returning to wholeness, feminines. This is a path of looking at your life and saying, where can I call my spirit back from places it doesn't belong? Where am I relying on external sources? It is there where you will find your work to bring all of that beautiful, beautiful accountability and sovereignty back home to your heart. In the unconscious position, we have, sorry, it's off camera, bear with me. We have relationship change. A lot of throat chakra stuff here. Feminines, is there something or someone you're not communicating something to? This could be a partner, an ex-partner, a friend, an ex-friend, a boss, a coworker. Is there something that has been sitting in the back of your throat that has been waiting to be communicated? You are again being called to take accountability and close the loop on all of these places that feel unfinished. If you don't have the self-esteem, remember where to get it. With the divine. Carve out sacred, protected space where you will not be interrupted. Once you heal the solar plexus, it'll be much easier to heal your throat chakra. When you love yourself enough, you take up enough space to go at your own pace so that you can access your wise discernment that is rooted in your own personal intuition. No one can tell you what's right for you except you. People who love us might have the best intentions, but it is impossible for an external person to hold all of your journey. Only you know where you started, where you've traveled, where you are, and where you want to go to. So feminines, this is a rite of passage of calling all of your spirit back to you. Okay, and then we have unicorn, elk, cat, and loon. Infinite possibilities being called back to your throne, being called back to your independent sovereignty, honoring your intuition. Feminines, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds, feminine. You have magic and love surrounding you at all times. Your throne has had your name on it since you incarnated. No one else gets to sit on your throne. It is yours. It is up to you to find your way back there. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success, feminines. Powerful forces guide you. This is referencing your strong connection to spirit. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. We also have a mirroring infinite possibilities and limitless. Okay, anything else? Yeah, in the unconscious position, we have action. Some of you don't believe that you have all of the tools you need within you to take the action you need to take. And I hate to say this, feminines, but the only way you're going to know is if you take the action and see if you hold up. See if your skills hold up. Here's the thing, that even if things don't go how we desire them to go or how we think they're going to go, that too is a lesson, right? We are always, how do I say this? You cannot screw up what is meant for you. And if you feel like you have failed in some capacity, it just means that you haven't excavated something deep enough to where you can find the meaning in it, right? Sometimes we have to fail to have that experience to gift us a different skill. But when we're in it, we're not really seeing that that's what's happening, right? Sometimes we have to fail so that our ego takes a hit, so that it puts just another little crack in our very precious ego. It's getting, it's getting our psyche prepared to tolerate all sorts of things, all sorts of disappointments or, unknown chaos that may come and find us. Okay, let's get some twin flame cards. I haven't used this in a very long time. Okay, anything for feminines? Oh, we got a few here. Hold on. We have Beyond Illusion, Change Your Perception. That was exactly referencing what I just said, in that we might not be able to access a certain awareness until you've actually vibrated, until you've walked the walk. If you have experienced failure or disappointment or grief, you might not understand the meaning in it until you vibrate the emotional density of that experience. Sometimes the cost of knowledge and wisdom is the hero's journey. It's like the rent we pay to attain knowledge and wisdom is walking the hero's journey, daring to, enter the dark night, enter the dark forest, and be present with what shows up there, and be mostly present with what's arising within ourselves when we confront what's in the mystery. And then we have King, Divine Masculine Energy. Feminines, if you're feeling particularly vulnerable, rely on your inner masculine, or pray to your higher self, your higher masculine self. Ask it, can you support me? I feel wobbly. I need some more structure. Interesting. Thank you, Spirit. If you've been outsourcing your confidence, stability, sense of safety to an external masculine, you're being asked to call that back. Your inner masculine is being called to take up that mantle, to take accountability for that part of yourself. And then we have Holy Grail Code, receive the gift. Sorry, I'm distracted by the unconscious position. We have Twin Flame Facilitator, expansive growth. Say more, Spirit. Let me just get another card. Anything else? That's a lot of cards. Hold on. We're going to take them, but let's go easy. Speak your truth, express yourself. This is speaking to the throat chakra I mentioned. Do not hold back your truth. You've heard this line probably many, many times, and if you haven't, it's one of my favorites. When you keep your mouth shut to keep the peace, you end up starting a war within yourself. This is so true. When we keep silent for someone else's needs, we are quite literally betraying our truth, betraying our voice, and abandoning this very important part of self. We have reunion, reconciling differences. We have mystical messages, follow the signs, and take me home, 1111, pathway to true love. Whew. Feminines, I feel like this sacred time out that you are being called to with the divine is sort of a rendezvous with God. I was about to say honeymoon, but it doesn't feel that much of a pinnacle yet. It doesn't feel like the night of the wedding of the divine union. It feels like the month of your wedding. It feels like the time prior to this inner outer union. This makes sense, actually. Thank you, Spirit, because we have these reunion reconciling differences. This could be reconciling. When I read differences, I hear discrepancies, and I hear cleaning up these fragmentations of energy, cleaning up, plugging all of these leaks where you're outsourcing things that you need to feel grounded, to feel functional in this world in some capacity. Separate message here. Spirit is going to gift you with a few missing puzzle pieces that are going to ground some of this work. So don't worry if this doesn't fully resonate or fully make sense now. Sometimes a lot of these messages are what's on the horizon. It might not have arrived for you yet, but just surrender and kneel at the altar of love. Doesn't matter what you bring to the altar can hold all of it. Your grief, your pain, your sorrow, your longing, your yearning, anything. But bring all of that density to the altar and just surrender it. Surrender it to the divine, the quantum field, the universe, the Christ consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. It's time to surrender that. And then we have heal abandonment, time to forgive. Oof. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying. We're getting repeating messages here, feminines. Whoops. Part of this individuation, part of this individuating from your root chakra means taking accountability for your financial health and wellness, your physical vessel and physical safety in this world, whether that be, your housing situation, your work situation, paying your bills. Also, if you're someone that has a lot of fear in your system because of whatever reasons, past trauma, or just because you live in the world and it's a scary place and whatever, it's up to you to seek out what you need to vibrate that stuff and get it out of your system. Separate message here around physical wellness. Feminines have been confronting money and body. That's all that's been showing up in the last, I would say, month now. What did I say earlier? Oh, regarding speaking your truth. Excuse me. Wait, speaking of throat chakra, let me take a sip of something. Thank you for your patience. All the times that you have not spoken up, all of the times that you have said yes when you wanted to say no, and no when you wanted to say yes, these are moments of abandonment. It is time to forgive the parts of self that made those choices. You can't hold on to it any longer. You can't beat yourself up. Similarly, what's that word? Why is my brain not working? You also have to forgive the people, places, and things that have created damage in your life. if you blame anything outside of yourself, feminines, you're being called to bring that back into your heart. Take radical accountability, even if someone else caused that pain, even if someone took advantage of you and you were a victim. We're not here to invalidate anyone's experience. However, we cannot live in the wounds our whole life, right? We can't give our power away to this pain point. We have to find a way to heal that level of betrayal in our own nervous systems. Okay, beautiful. I'm just gonna get an ancestor card really quick. I want to keep this reading kind of short. Let's see. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else you want to leave these divine beloveds with? Thank you so much. We have Shaman. Trust in higher forces. You know, feminines, it's now time to unleash all of the triple burdens that this world, this patriarchal society puts on you. Release it. Release that responsibility. Release all of that pressure. Release all of the world's projections of who a feminine is supposed to be, what they're supposed to be doing, what they're not supposed to be doing. You are being called to narrow your focus. It's you and the divine. That's it. It's you and the divine. You take orders from the divine. You communicate directly with the divine. It's a symbiotic relationship. What is in one is in the all. You don't have to focus on anything outside of self in order to take this next journey on your path. Okay, beautiful. Let's get an affirmation card, Spirit. What do they need to know? What would be useful in knowing? Thank you. We have, I express gratitude and joy. Do I read them all? Let me read all of them and then I'll go back. Oh, there's a lot. I radiate confidence. This is a nod to the self-esteem, to the solar plexus. Gratitude. I am dope. Another self-esteem card. Let's read this one. You are a unique individual and your originality makes you extremely dope. You have a purpose and a path that is vital and tailored specifically for you, feminines. Remember to recognize yourself as special and wear this confidence proudly. And then we have my energy flows abundantly. This is the Shaman. Trust in higher forces. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep the eye looking up towards the divine, right? If you're struggling, if you're in doubt, try not to reach outside of self. Try to reach inward, right? The inner divine, the inner living God. Okay, it says a deep reservoir of energy exists within you, feminines. When managed properly, your supply flows endlessly. Limit overexertion and prioritize rest and rejuvenation to function at your highest capacity. Draw upon your reserves as needed to take positive action and revitalize those around you. I'm going to just shift that a little bit. Revitalize the internal parts within you, because this whole reading is about turning inward, about individuating from all of these external things. Call your spirit back, feminines, if you are in a savior mode, if you're trying to save everyone around you. Let people learn on their own. If people don't know how to behave, if people are taking more than they're giving, pull your energy back. It's up to you to create the necessary boundaries to persevere on this quest of self-love, on this quest of worthiness. No one's going to set these boundaries for you. You must set them within yourself. Okay, I feel like just grabbing one self-care card and then we'll call it a day. I'm not even going to shuffle. I'm just going to pull a random card out of the deck. We have watch a movie. This goes hand in hand with this, let's see if I can pull it out, this timeout card right here. Feminines, the message coming through here is your connection with the divine doesn't have to look like this super spiritual, ritualistic thing. It doesn't have to be this, big spiritual experience with all the rituals and bells and whistles and the burning of the things and all the things. It could be watching a movie. It could be binging your show. It could be anything that allows you to unplug and create space in the mind and the heart. Let's end on a Buddha wisdom. Let's get one. Thank you, Spirit. Divine Feminine, Buddha wisdom. Let's see what you have for us. It says, be the embodiment of peace and serve humanity. You are a bodhisattva. So a really big part of walking this path of taking responsibility for humanity, for collective consciousness, feminines, is that in order to take accountability externally, we first have to take accountability internally. Your gifts externally are mirrored in the internal work you've done, in the internal landscape that you have traveled. When you meet someone who has really done the work, you don't need to know their story at all. You can feel it in the strength, comfort, and confidence in the vibration that they hold in the planet. You are being called to turn inward, feminines. Beautiful, beautiful message. I hope this was supportive. I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one.